Have you ever uploaded a YouTube short you were really proud of, only to see it get stuck at 0 views, or maybe a few hundred, but then it just dies? You probably think your video just wasn't good enough. But what if the quality of your video is only half the story? The most common issue isn't the content itself, but the strategy behind the upload. You're likely sending the wrong signals to the YouTube algorithm without even realizing it. But that's exactly what we're going to fix. This isn't about guesswork. It's about a proven 5-step strategy that gives the algorithm exactly what it's looking for. This helps you stack the odds in your favor, significantly increasing the chances that YouTube will show your video to the right audience, which is the key to getting more views. In this video, I'll walk you through this exact strategy. You will learn 1. The platform trap. The one critical choice at the start that 99% of creators get wrong, deciding if your short even has a chance to succeed. 2. The viral triggers. How to use the right sound and a paradoxical thumbnail to literally stop viewers from swiping away. 3. The SEO blueprint. A simple formula for your title and description that gets your video found in search for months and even years. 4. The hidden levers. How to use the related video link and other secret settings to turn fleeting viewers into loyal subscribers. And finally, 5. The data-driven truth about the perfect time to upload. That has nothing to do with guesswork. Are you ready to finally get the views your videos deserve? Good. We're going to start by fixing the single biggest mistake most creators make when uploading shorts. And make sure you stick around until the very end, because the last point I'll share about the best upload time will completely change how you think about publishing your videos. It's not what you expect. But first, let's fix what happens right at the beginning, choosing the wrong tool for the job. So, before we dive into the secrets of a perfect YouTube upload, we first need to understand the tools we're working with, because where you upload is the first critical choice you have to make. Generally, you can upload a YouTube short in 3 main ways: from any web browser on your desktop, directly from the main YouTube app, or from the YouTube Studio app on your phone. Let's do a quick side-by-side comparison. First, let's look at the method most people think is the professional one, the desktop. You go to YouTube, click Create, then Upload Video, and you get this familiar upload window. You can add your title, your description, and all the usual stuff. It seems straightforward, right? But don't be fooled by how simple this looks. 3 of the most powerful features for growing on YouTube with shorts are completely missing here. Let me show you what I mean. Now let's switch to the phone. Here, after you've gone through the editing steps, and don't worry, I'll walk you through each of those crucial steps in detail later. You land on this Add Details screen. So now let's put them side by side, desktop and mobile. And there they are, the 3 game-changing differences I was talking about. On the desktop version, you're missing the trending sounds library, and I'll explain later why the right sound can sometimes be more important than your actual video. The thumbnail selection tool. And we need to talk about why this thumbnail is completely irrelevant for the shorts feed, but absolutely crucial for the long-term success of your video. And third, and this is a deal breaker, no way to link a related video, and I will show you how this one feature decides if a viewer just swipes away or becomes a loyal subscriber to your channel. The mobile app gives you all 3, so the verdict is clear. The desktop upload is a trap. To give your video the best possible chance, always upload using the YouTube mobile app. But before you hit that plus button, there's one 5-second check that 99% of people skip. And it's the reason why some of these features might not even show up for you. So, what is it? Always go to your phone's app store and check for updates to the YouTube and YouTube Studio apps. I know, it sounds almost too simple, but here's why this is so crucial. YouTube is constantly changing its algorithm and rolling out new features. If you're using an outdated version, you might not have access to the latest trending sounds, new editing tools, or the optimization features we are about to cover. Using an outdated app is like trying to win a race with a flat tire. You are putting yourself at a huge disadvantage before you even start. So, make it a habit, a quick check before every single upload. All right, apps updated? Perfect. Now you're ready. Let's open the app and start the upload process. Tap the plus button at the bottom center of your screen. Since we're uploading a pre-edited video, tap the add button with the picture icon on the left. Now go ahead and pick the short you want to upload from your gallery. To confirm your selection, simply tap next in the bottom right corner. This is the screen where YouTube gives you a preview. You could trim your video here using the timeline at the bottom, but since our video is already perfectly edited, just tap Done. After a moment of processing, you'll land on this main editing screen. Now you're going to see a lot of creative options on the right-hand side, like effects and filters. For this strategy, because our video is already finished, you can safely ignore all of them. Our focus is on the button at the top, Add Sound. Go ahead and tap it. This will open YouTube's sound library. Take a minute to browse the recommended section and pick a sound that fits the vibe of your video. Once you've selected your sound, tap the blue check mark. You'll be taken back to the main editing screen. To proceed, tap the white check mark in the bottom right corner. This will take you to the final preview screen. And here at the top, you'll find the volume button. Tap it and you can balance the sound between your original audio and the music you've just added. Once you're happy with the mix, tap the white check mark to confirm. Now, to move to the final upload screen, tap Next in the bottom right corner. And just like that, you've equipped your short with a trending sound. It seems like a small step, but you've just unlocked a huge advantage for your video's reach. Remember when I said the right sound can sometimes be more important than your actual video? Let me explain the secret behind that. Think of it like this. Every trending sound on YouTube creates its own little mini feed. When a user is watching a short and taps on the sound icon at the bottom, they are taken to a stream of all the other shorts using that exact same audio. If your short is in that stream, it's like a free ticket to a new audience that you would have never reached otherwise. On top of that, there's a simple psychological reason this works. When people hear a familiar, popular song, they are more likely to watch for an extra second or two. That extra watch time is a powerful signal to the YouTube algorithm that says, hey, people are enjoying this video. And what does the algorithm do with videos people enjoy? It pushes them out to more viewers. But, and this is the most important part, a viral song is not a magic button for views. A boring video with a great song is still a boring video. Think of a viral song as a turbo boost for your car. If the car's engine, your video, is terrible, the turbo won't help you win the race. It only amplifies what's already good. So the final takeaway is this. A viral song doesn't guarantee views, but it amplifies a great video. It gives good content an unfair advantage. So now that we've supercharged our short with the perfect audio, let's focus on this Add Details screen. On this page is a single button that most creators ignore, but it holds the entire secret to the long-term success of your short. I'm talking about that tiny pencil icon in the top left corner, and that tiny icon is where the great paradox of the YouTube Shorts thumbnail lies. So let's solve it. You've probably heard that thumbnails don't matter for YouTube Shorts, and if you're only thinking about viewers swiping through the Shorts feed, you're technically right. In the feed, there is no thumbnail. But that's where 99% of creators stop thinking. And it's the reason why their shorts completely die after 48 hours. Your thumbnail is your video's business card, its first impression, in the two most important places for long-term traffic. First, in the YouTube search. When someone searches for your topic, your short appears with its thumbnail, competing directly with long-form videos. And second, on the homepage and in browse features. YouTube will recommend your short on the homepage, or as a suggested video after someone watches related content. In both of these places, where your short is displayed outside of the swipeable feed, a bad thumbnail means 0 clicks. A great thumbnail means your short can get views for months, even years. It transforms your short from a temporary hit into a long-term asset. So, how do we actually set this crucial thumbnail? Let me walk you through the standard method first. On the Add Details screen, you tap that pencil icon in the top left corner. This opens the frame selector. Now you can just scroll through your video's timeline and pick the most eye-catching moment you can find. Once you've found your perfect frame, just tap the white check mark to confirm your selection. It's that simple. But what if you've scrolled through your entire video and you realize there is no single perfect frame? What if your video doesn't have a standout moment that works as a great thumbnail? Well, that's where the real pro strategy comes in. It's a simple but powerful trick, and it's one that you have to do before you even upload. Let me show you how it works. So, let's rewind for a second. Back when you are in your favorite editing software, whether that's CapCut, Premiere Pro, or anything else, you're going to add a single high-impact frame at the very end of your video for just 0.3 seconds. This is your embedded thumbnail. And don't worry, it's too fast to disrupt the viewing experience, but it will be available for you to select in the app. Now, don't just add a random picture. Design this 0.3 second frame as if it were a real professional YouTube thumbnail. This means it should have bright, attention-grabbing colors, a clear, high-contrast human face if possible, and minimal, easy-to-read text that creates curiosity. Okay, so now let's jump back to the YouTube app. Because you did that preparation work earlier, the process is simple. You tap the pencil icon, just like before. But this time, instead of searching for a good moment, you simply scroll to the very end of your video's timeline. Select that perfect embedded thumbnail frame you created, and tap the white check mark to confirm. You've just given your short a massive, unfair advantage for long-term discovery. Now that you have the perfect visual hook, we need to write the text that will appear right next to it in search results, your title. If your thumbnail is the visual hook that grabs the eye, then your title is the powerful partner that convinces the brain to click. Forget long, complicated sentences. For shorts, we use a simple but powerful formula. I call it the KKH formula. Keyword, keyword, hook. Here's how it works. First, your two main keywords. These should be the two most relevant search terms for your video, and you should write them in all caps. This is what people see first, even when they're just quickly scanning. Second, your hook. This is a short, curiosity-driven phrase that makes people want to click. It promises a benefit or teases an outcome. And there's one critical rule you have to follow. Keep your entire title under 50 characters. But why? Because on mobile devices, which is where most shorts are watched, anything longer gets cut off. You lose your impact. Let's look at a powerful, real-world example. Imagine you made a short about a quick pasta recipe. A bad title would be, "My favorite quick and easy pasta recipe." It gets cut off on mobile. Using the formula, it becomes pasta recipe, keyword, keyword, in 10 minutes, hook plus emoji. You see how the formula works? It's clear, powerful, and perfectly optimized for how people scan titles on their phones. So your title is now perfectly optimized for human readers. But before we can move on to the description, we need to add one final element to the title that speaks directly to the algorithm. It's the single piece of the puzzle that tells the YouTube system what kind of content this is. And when it comes to the title, there is only one hashtag that is absolutely non-negotiable. Hashtag shorts. Adding this is like raising a flag and telling the YouTube system, "Hey, this is a short. Treat it like one and push it into the shorts feed." It's a direct technical command to the algorithm. Now, you've probably seen creators cluttering their titles with multiple hashtags. Here's the professional approach. Keep your title clean. Your title's number one job is to hook a person, not to be a list of keywords for a robot. You might be thinking, but isn't a specific hashtag like hashtag pasta recipe helpful? And yes, it is, but not in the title. All of your descriptive hashtags belong in the description, where the algorithm can find them without distracting from your powerful headline. We'll get to that in a moment. So to recap the title, you use the KKH formula to hook the viewer, and you finish it off with the single technical hashtag shorts to signal the algorithm. That's the perfect structure. And this brings up a quick but critical point of confusion for many creators. Don't confuse the hashtag we just added with tags. They sound similar, but they do completely different jobs for your video. We'll break down the exact purpose of tags later on. Just know for now, they are not the same thing. Okay, once your title is perfect with just that one hashtag, you're ready for the most important click on this page, but it's not the upload button. The most important click you need to make first is on visibility. Before you publish, go to visibility and select unlisted. But why? Because our optimization isn't finished. Setting your video to unlisted is like putting it in a private waiting room. It gives the YouTube algorithm time to process your video in the background, and it gives us the chance to do the final, crucial SEO work in the YouTube Studio app. And that is where we will tackle the most powerful long-term growth lever for your shorts, the description. Now, it's time to switch over to the YouTube Studio app. Find your new video right at the top, tap on it, and then tap the pencil icon to edit. Now we're going to focus on the description. You've probably thought to yourself, nobody ever reads the description of a short, so why bother? And you're right, most viewers don't. But the most important viewer of all does read it, word for word, the YouTube algorithm. Think of it this way. The algorithm is a robot. It can't watch your video to understand the full context. It heavily relies on the text you provide, specifically your title and your description, to figure out what your video is about and, most importantly, who it should be shown to. A blank description is like giving the algorithm a blank map. It has no idea where to send your video. A well-written description is like giving it a perfect GPS coordinate. This is the secret to getting your shorts discovered in YouTube search results, sometimes for years after you've uploaded them. It's the key to turning your short from a 48-hour hit into an evergreen asset that works for you 24/7. So, how do we write a description that the algorithm loves? It comes down to a simple three-part structure. This three-part structure is designed to be perfectly readable for the algorithm. Part 1, the opening sentence. This is the most important sentence of your entire description. It needs to be a natural, human-readable sentence that includes your most important keyword right at the beginning. You basically want to rewrite your title in a full sentence. For our pasta example, a perfect opening sentence would be, "This pasta recipe shows you how to make a delicious Italian dinner in under 10 minutes." Part 2. The keyword paragraph. This is where you feed the algorithm more context. But, and this is a mistake many people make, do not just list a bunch of keywords. The algorithm is smart and recognizes this as spam. Instead, you write a short 2 to 3 sentence paragraph that naturally includes your other relevant keywords. So, how do you find these keywords? The best free method is to use the YouTube search bar itself. Type in your main keyword, like pasta recipe, and look at the suggestions YouTube gives you. These are the exact terms people are actually searching for. For a truly professional approach, I personally use and recommend a tool called VidIQ. It helps you find much more detailed keywords and see what people are really looking for. If you're serious about growing on YouTube, I've put a link to it in the description where you can learn more. And if you want a dedicated video on the one hidden VidIQ feature I use to predict if a video will go viral before I even produce it, just comment VidIQ down below. If we get enough comments, I'll reveal that strategy in my next video. Once you have your keywords, you weave them into a paragraph. You can even use a tool like ChatGPT to help you. Just give it your keywords and tell it to write a short, natural-sounding paragraph. For our example, it might look like this. It's a perfect, quick weeknight dinner and a great, easy Italian dish for beginners. This creamy tomato pasta is a simple recipe the whole family will love. See how natural that sounds? But it's packed with keywords. Part 3. The hashtags. Finally, at the very bottom of your description, you add your hashtags. And this is where we need to clear up a huge myth. The myth is that more hashtags are always better. You've probably seen videos with a wall of 10 or 15 hashtags at the bottom. This is not only messy, but it's also ineffective. Here's the truth about hashtags in the description. They have 2 jobs. Their first job is for the algorithm, helping YouTube to further categorize your video, but their second job is for your viewers. Just like with trending sounds, every hashtag creates its own clickable mini feed. If a viewer is interested in your topic and taps on your pasta recipe hashtag, they are taken to a stream of other pasta videos. And if other people do the same, they might discover your video through that feed. Because of these 2 functions, you only need a few highly relevant ones. My professional recommendation is to use a maximum of 3 to 5 hashtags. But why so few? First, YouTube only displays the first 3 hashtags above your video's title on mobile. So anything beyond the third one is practically invisible to viewers. And second, adding more hashtags doesn't give you any extra SEO advantage. Think about it. If you've already told the algorithm in your title and description that your video is about a pasta recipe, adding the hashtag pasta recipe is just a confirmation. Adding 10 more variations like hashtag pasta lover or hashtag Italian pasta doesn't give the algorithm new information. It just creates noise. Less is more. So, what's the perfect hashtag formula for the description? It's very simple. Since you've already used the most important technical hashtag, shorts, in your title, you don't need to repeat it here as the first hashtag. The title is the most powerful place for it. Instead, your first hashtag in the description should be your most relevant specific keyword. Then add 2 or 3 more hashtags that are closely related. For our pasta example, a perfect set of hashtags in the description would be hashtag pasta recipe, hashtag Italian food, and hashtag 10-minute meals. That's it. This structure is clean, professional, and avoids redundancy. You're giving the algorithm new, specific information for categorization, not just repeating what's in the title. So let's put it all together. Here's what our perfectly optimized 3-part description for the pasta video looks like in the end. This pasta recipe shows you how to make a delicious Italian dinner in under 10 minutes. It's a perfect, quick weeknight dinner and a great, easy Italian dish for beginners. This creamy tomato pasta is a simple recipe the whole family will love. Hashtag pasta recipe, hashtag Italian food, and hashtag 10-minute meals. See how clean and powerful that is? Every part has a specific job, and together, they give the algorithm a crystal clear picture of your video. Alright, our description is fully optimized. Now let's scroll down to the More option and talk about the hidden counterpart to hashtags, the tags. Inside More options, the first thing you'll see is the Add Tags section. This is probably the most overused and misunderstood section on all of YouTube. Let's finally clear this up. Tags are not hashtags. Hashtags, like we just discussed, are visible and help categorize your video into public feeds. Tags are completely invisible to your viewers. They are back-end keywords that serve one primary purpose for the algorithm: to catch common spelling mistakes and related terms. For our pasta recipe example, if someone searches for pasta recept with a typo, a good tag can help YouTube still understand and show your video. Because of this limited role, you do not need to add 50 different tags. That's a waste of time. Just like with hashtags, less is more. Here's the only tag structure you'll ever need. Add these 4 types of tags. Number 1, the 2 basics. Your first 2 tags should always be shorts and viral shorts. Number 2, your main keywords. Add 2 to 3 of your most important keywords. For our example, pasta recipe, 10-minute recipe, and Italian food. Number 3, your channel niche. Add 1 or 2 tags that describe your overall channel, like easy cooking or Fortnite gameplay. Number 4, your channel name. Always add your own channel name as a tag. This helps YouTube suggest your own videos next to each other. And that's it. This structure is clean, efficient, and gives the algorithm everything it needs from this section. Now, before we move on, tap the back arrow in the top left corner to return to the main editing screen. Perfect. Because there's one more powerful feature right here that most shorts-only creators completely ignore: related video. Remember when I said this is the one feature that decides if a viewer swipes away or becomes a loyal subscriber? Here's how it works. This feature allows you to link one of your long-form videos directly to your short. A small, clickable link with the title of your long video will then appear right below your channel name in the Shorts player. Think of it as a direct bridge. If your short was, for example, 3 quick pasta tips, you can link your full 10-minute video, the ultimate guide to perfect pasta. You're giving the viewer, who is clearly interested in your topic, a direct one-click path to dive deeper into your content. This is, by far, the most powerful tool you have to convert a fleeting shorts viewer into a long-term, engaged subscriber. So, if you have long-form content on your channel, always link a relevant video here. And with that, we have now fully optimized every feature on the main editing screen. So, I know we were just there, but it's time to dive back into the More Options menu for our final crucial settings. Let's start with the one that most creators get wrong: the category. Most people leave this on the default or just pick something random. This is a huge mistake. Think of the category as your video's starting point. When you upload a short, YouTube doesn't know who to show it to first. By selecting the correct category, for example, gaming for our Fortnite clip, or how to and style for our pasta recipe, you are giving the algorithm a massive signal. You're telling it, start by showing this video to people who are interested in this topic. If you choose the wrong category, YouTube shows it to the wrong initial audience. They're not interested, they swipe away, and your video dies before it even had a chance. So, take the extra 3 seconds and always choose the most relevant category. Next up is a powerful psychological trick. In that same More Options menu, find the checkbox that says, Show how many viewers like this video, and uncheck it. We've all done it. You're scrolling through shorts, you see a video with only 10 likes, and you subconsciously think, meh, can't be that good, and swipe away. It's called social proof. A low like count can actively hurt your video's performance in the beginning. By hiding the likes, you force the viewer to judge the video on its own merit. You give it a fair chance. And here's the pro tip. If your short starts to take off and collects thousands of likes, you can always come back later and turn the like count back on to leverage that positive social proof. Finally, for shorts remixing, make sure you select Allow Video and Audio Remixing. If your video or your original audio goes viral, this allows other people to use it. This creates a trend around your content and acts as free promotion, driving even more traffic back to you. And with that, our optimization in the Studio app is complete. There's just one final step left to get your video live. That final step is, of course, publishing your video. But the question is, when? What is the absolute best time to upload your short to get maximum views? The internet is full of articles claiming that 1 p.m. on a Saturday is the magic hour. The truth is, there is no single best time to upload for everyone, but there is a best time for you and your channel. And here's the professional, data-driven way to find it. Once your channel has a bit of data, you can go into your YouTube studio, click on the Analytics tab, and then on Audience. If you scroll down, you'll see a chart called When Your Viewers Are on YouTube. This is your personal gold mine. The darkest purple bars show you the exact hours when your specific audience is most active. Publishing your short about an hour before this peak time is the most powerful strategy you can use. Now, what if you're just starting out? and this chart is empty. In that case, we have to use a logical starting point instead of hard data. Generally, viewership on YouTube is highest on weekends, from Friday evening through Sunday afternoon. This is simply because most people have more free time to scroll. So, if you have no data, start by experimenting with uploads during these peak weekend hours. It's not a guarantee, but it's a smart place to begin. As soon as that chart in your analytics appears, switch to the data-driven strategy. So, all you need to do now is go back to your video in the Studio app, change the visibility from unlisted to public, and you can even schedule it for that perfect time you just found. Then, hit save. Congratulations! You've just learned a complete professional strategy to upload your YouTube Shorts for the best possible chance to go viral. You are now miles ahead of 99% of other creators. Now, if you want to take the next step and learn how to create amazing faceless content for your shorts using a powerful AI tool, I highly recommend you watch this video right here on CapCut's AI Video Maker. It's the perfect follow-up to what you've learned today. If you have any questions about this process or if something was unclear, ask away in the comments below. I personally read and reply to every single one. And if this tutorial was helpful, show some support by hitting that like button. It really helps the channel. And of course, subscribe so you don't miss out on the next videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.